So when Beale left the building, there was an overwhelming demand from fans for a manager with not only a CV but experience at high level, and over and above everything, a manager that's won things. Someone who's previously been able to walk into a club and take a shit show and turn things around. In my opinion, with this appointment, all those boxes have pretty much been ticked. So Clement is beating Kevin Muscat to be appointed Rangers' new manager after what John Bennett claimed was a careful and comprehensive recruitment process. But a lot of fans are probably wondering, well, who is Clement and why are a large number of fans excited about his appointment? Well, in this video, I'm going to take a wee dive into who the man is and a bit about his work at previous clubs as well. But before we jump into the video, I just want to let you know that, again, we've announced that for those of you who are really enjoying the content and watch it regularly, we've now got the option to join the BlueSea memberships on YouTube. Basically what the BlueSea membership is right now, it's the only way that you're able to support us if you're enjoying the content and you're a regular viewer of the channel. It's one of the ways in which you can directly support us, allowing us to put more time, more funds into making the best possible quality content to bring to you. Now, those of you that have already joined, we just want to say a massive thank you. It's unbelievable that we're at this stage so early on. We didn't expect to have over 700 subscribers as well as thousands of views on the video so far. So for not only people who have joined the membership, but all you who have viewed and subscribed as well, we just want to say a massive thank you. So for Clement, after a good start to his managerial career, but 6 months into it, he was snapped up by Genk. He then steered them to a Belgian league title in his first year, and that's when Club Brugge came calling. At Club Brugge, he went on to win back-to-back league titles and also a Belgian Super Cup. So, winning things, tick. Then in 2022, he was picked up by Monaco, where, to be honest, it was his first challenge of his career so far, with a lot of Monaco fans claiming he's probably the worst thing to happen to them in recent times. But I'd take that with a pinch of salt. After the success that he's had at the start of his career, he hit a blip for any manager. I mean, you could point to any manager and say, well, this period of his career wasn't the best and this period of his career wasn't the best. It happens, and after so much success it's going to be really difficult to maintain that over the course of a career. I mean, as well, he still managed a 6th place finish in a league that's competitive out with PSG. So probably one of the most important aspects of this appointment is what he's going to do tactically. But in terms of tactics, this quote is probably going to be music to Rangers fans' ears. Having said that, his philosophy is always to have a dominant team, one that plays offensively and with a lot of commitment. Now, obviously, any of you that have watched his previous games at previous clubs have probably seen that he does love to play a possession-based game, and he does love to draw teams out and play the ball in behind. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, well, that's not what we need, that's not what we want. How many managers have we seen come and go? Gio was bad for it as well. How many managers have we seen come in and think, well, the only way to beat this low block is to sit back, let teams come out to us and play in behind? It doesn't work like that in Scotland. In Scotland, teams are set up from the first minute to defend as much as humanly possible in order to frustrate Rangers, and they're quite relentless with that tactic. Hence why so many times, not only at the start of this season but in previous seasons as well, we're seeing Rangers really struggle up until the point they got a kick up the arse by conceding a goal, and that's when we start to play. Or vice versa, where we went up the park and we've managed to beat that low block, we've scored a goal, then teams have started to come out against us and we've pretty much ran over the top of them. It's going to be interesting to see how Clement unlocks these tight and compact defences. And to be honest, out with the massive games, which are obviously, wildly important, these games against teams that are lower down in the table are our bread and butter. They're the games that throughout the season is going to provide us with the most points, and if you want to challenge and win titles consistently, you need to get maximum points for these games. There's no other option. So that main thing that I'm excited for is to see how Clement will unlock these defences, because as we've seen with previous managers and how this team's performed over the last couple of years, they've really struggled in terms of running out of ideas very, very quickly. It happened with Beale, it happened with Gio, it happened with Gerrard. And the one thing that the past couple of years has proven is that ruthlessness is massively important for success in the Scottish League. And considering Souness was part of the process in appointing Clement, I'm hoping he let the manager know that. Now, when questioned on Sky about the pressures of success at Rangers, he claimed that no one puts more pressure on him than himself. And to be honest, I respect that, because as fans we were always a little bit worried about a foreign manager coming in and working in Glasgow, because obviously it's a bubble, it's a completely completely different atmosphere. It's a completely different environment, you know, and that served a lot of fans' arguments saying that they wanted a British manager in, someone who gets the club, a Rangers man. But if Clement comes in here and knows his own standards and puts those pressures on himself, then obviously there's no need to worry about a manager coming in and having to learn the standards from the fans. Also, he said that the way his mind works is the goal is to become champion, then after that be champion again, after that be champion again, and he demands himself to win every single game and every single trophy, which is very interesting because I can see that changing the dynamic in the dressing room, especially with, as I said in previous videos, with that old guard. And to be honest, my predictions are that over the next couple of windows, I really feel like in the changing room there's going to be a clash between that philosophy and the mentality of the Rangers players, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of the old guard, and if not, some of the players that have been here for like a year or two ended up being shown the exit door. But in my opinion, that's absolutely essential for moving forward, getting things back on track after 55, because let's be honest, since 55 we've pretty much went backwards, and Beale was the nail in the coffin for that process, so it's time to switch things up a bit. Now, although the appointment may have put a lot of fans at ease, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. 1, who's our director of football going to be? 2, who's Clement's backroom staff going to be? 3, are any of them going to have any ties to Rangers or ties to football in Scotland? These questions are as important, if not slightly more important, than the managerial appointment itself. Because if Beale's taught us anything, you can't let a manager come in and run amok with director of football duties. It's just absolute carnage. Now, if you're wondering what my opinion is on the appointment, to be honest, I'm pretty excited. As I've said in the video, I'm excited to see how the demands that Clement puts on himself will, you know, interact with the players that are currently in the squad. And my opinion is, all he has to do is, 1, get us that piece of silverware in the League Cup, and 2, get maximum points from now until Christmas and try and close the gap. Because at the end of the day, the January transfer window is Clement's first big real chance to make some big calls and some big changes. And obviously the board having a, you know, minimal net spend in the summer, having sold a lot of players, but obviously brought a lot of players in, there's no excuse for not backing him in his first window. Now, obviously the most interesting thing is, how is he going to pull together a squad from Beale's players? What's he going to do to make that work? Because right now I just don't really feel like it does work. There's a lack of leadership. A lot of new signings didn't live up to expectations, and obviously the morale's a bit down after the whole saga at the start of the season, so it's going to be exciting to see how he pulls that all together and gets us through to the January break. And obviously a lot of fans need to remember how injury prone the squad are, how many players are still out, the players he has at his disposal. We need to bear that in mind. This new manager needs time, because right now his hands are almost tied behind his back with the injuries and with the fact that Beale's brought in players that a lot of people don't think are fit for purpose. I mean, the mistakes itself that Beale had made in terms of recruitment, you know, if it continues to not go well and those players continue to not perform, this could be a 1, 2, 3 transfer window fix. So definitely, the new manager needs time and lots of it. He's here for the project, so let's expect a project. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe. Remember what I said at the start of the video about the memberships. Again, it's the best way to support us, allows us to put more time, more funds, more energy into the best possible content for you. The link to join that is in the description, along with our socials links, and we'll see you next time.